What's up, guys? Yep, Fungus here. And today, we're rating ways of getting jumped. Hell yeah! So I basically just spent like the last hour thinking about different ways people can get jumped. And these were the ones I reunited today for the video. And we're gonna rate them on a tier list. Fuck! And guys, if you remember any other ways that people can get jumped, or that ever happened to you for some reason, I hope not, you can feel free to leave it in the comments, so maybe I can make a part 2. Alright, let's begin. So the first way is pretty straightforward, robbing your phone. So nobody likes to get their phone robbed, but I think it's like pretty standard. It's a pretty standard way of getting jumped. And, you know, it can be worse. And it does get worse in this tier list, I promise you guys. So it's really like ruin my day. You know, depending on what you use your phone for and what you have in there, and you know, if they get it unlocked or not, you know, all these nuances can change the outcome of the situation. But in general, for the average person, I think I'm gonna put it on ruin my day. You know, if you're an old man who don't even know how to use the phone and just use it for calling, it's actually a night bet. And of course, if you're like a CEO that have all your company informations on your phone, it's probably a come on, cuh. But for the average person, I'm gonna put it on ruin my day. All right, next one here is robbing your wallet. So I think it's very debatable if this is worse or not than robbing your phone. Again, I think it depends on what do you have on your wallet. So there are a lot of nuances that can change the outcome of the situation. But I think for the average person, I don't know. I think it's also ruined my day, but it depends a lot. So like for me, it would be like a night bet because I never carry money on my wallet because I'm a broke ass. I only carry like 1 or 2 cards. And if somebody robs them for me, I can just like go to the app and freeze them like instantly. So for me, it's no problem. But I think for the average person, like who carries money, it might be a ruin my day, because you have to make your cards again. No, actually, I'm gonna change this. Robbing your phone is a come on, cause this is not ruin my day. This ruins your week, your month. And robbing your wallet, it's a ruined day. But you know, you can get over it. You know, life just keeps going, right? All right, it's gonna get more intense. I promise you. So here we got a very specific one that happened to me once, that's why I chose it, which is gangs be robbing your wallet but only leaving you with your library card. That's fucking right, that happened to me once. Like I got jumped, it was like midnight I think, and it was like a group of 4 and they robbed my wallet and left me with my library card just to make fun of me, and it felt so embarrassing. So, you know, it's probably worse than just robbing your wallet and leaving you with anything. You know, here they making fun of you, but it's fine. It's the same thing, right? So then I'm gonna choose this one, which is also pretty standard, which is robbing your shoes. No one's like to get their shoes robbed. You know, just take my phone, my wallet, but leave me with my dignity. But still, some dudes be robbing your shoes on daylight. That happens a lot. Unfortunately, it has never happened to me yet. But you know, my kicks ain't that good, so there ain't nothing to rob on me. I think it's a ruined day, right? So it's just a shoe. You know, it has no critical information or anything. They might be expensive, but it's no more than a ruined day. All right, so this one is also really crazy, which is robbing all of your clothing. Yep. I've heard stories, guys. I've heard stories. It's not common to happen, but I've heard stories like in Atlanta. Them dudes going crazy. They crazy for real. All right, so this is surely like a come on, cuz you know this ruins more than your day, right? You be thinking about this the whole month, if not the whole year. You know, you might never forget about this. If this happened to me, you know, I'll be telling this to my grandkids. No cap. I think it's pretty close to robbing your phone. It's probably even worse. No, it's actually, yo, this is a hell no. Yeah, for real. And if you guys notice this picture that I chose carefully, it's an even more specific situation where they rob all of your clothes but leave you with one simple sock. which is even more humiliating. And it's surely a hell no. So yeah, this deserves hell no tier. All right, next one. What are we gonna choose? This one. So this one is basically when they get out of a black van. This happens way more in the movies and to children. And I hope no children are watching this channel. I just want like the grown-ups in here. So if them dudes be popping out of a black van to rob you, to jump you, that shit, like, that's horrible. That's a come on cuh. Because why not just walk straight to me and like look me in the eye, I guess, right? This is horrible. Like, you just feel like you're in a movie. You don't know what they're gonna do to you. They might like steal your organs, put you on the black market for sale. Who, you never know. Dudes who own these black vans, they crazy. They crazy. All right, next one. This one. So this one is when you think you're gonna meet up with a girl, but it's actually the ops waiting for you. This is probably one of the worst experiences one can feel in their lives. I wouldn't wish this to my worst enemy. This is way worse than a ruin my day. I just put it here to talk, but it's surely a hell no. Because it's not just the fact that you're getting pulled up, you're getting jumped on, you're getting robbed, you're getting beaten up. Who knows? It's also the fact that you thought you were meeting the love of your life. You create this idea of a perfect day that is gonna be, and then it turns out to be the most horrible day of your life. So that shock, that trauma that you go through, it's probably not cool. Another thing to add up to this one is if you get jumped on thinking you were gonna meet up a girl and then the ops are waiting for you, they probably read your entire box of messages. And that's even more humiliating because you don't know what they're gonna do with it. They might like post it or leak it. And if that happens to you, your ops now know all your biggest fantasies. Yep. That's right. This is a hell no. I wouldn't wish this to my worst enemy. Next one is a soft one. So you're getting jumped on and they draw like a fake mustache on you. It doesn't ruin your day, It's actually probably the best thing that can happen. It's an I bet. All right, so next one. What the fuck? I'm not even gonna comment on this one. I'm not even gonna comment on this one, alright? let's just keep going. Alright. So next one is this. Them ops giving you the fade. It's probably one of the worst things that can happen to you as well. Imagine you're just living your day, normal life, ready to go to the supermarket or something, and then you just get jumped on and they do this to you. They give you the boosie fade. Man, that's more than a day ruin, It takes time to grow your hair back. And you're gonna have to be walking around like school or your job, or actually just stay at home if you're unemployed like me, but you're gonna have to be living with this. Every time you look in the mirror, you're gonna remember you getting jumped on. And you're gonna see your ugly ass face with this fade on. So that's a come on cut for sure. It's not a hell no, because air grows and at least they didn't hurt you. But it's for sure a come on cut. Hell yeah! Alright, next one. Also a soft one, but a little bit worse. So it's when you get jumped on and they put this on your back saying loser. I think it's worse than they just drawing a mustache on your face because, you can just go to your house and wash it up. And if you walk by with it on the street, people don't even know you got jumped, They can think you're doing it on purpose or you're just having fun. With this one, anyone who sees you with this on your back after getting jumped, they know you're a pussy, You just lose your dignity right away. And you can't do nothing about it. And you just live with that in your mind forever. That's a heavy weight. But it's not that bad, so it's probably ruin my day, Alright, next one. They wrap you up with toilet paper entirely. I put this one here because I've seen this happening on the news like 3 months ago. I don't know where I saw it, but I saw it happen to a guy. Was it on the news or on TikTok? I don't remember. Probably on TikTok, actually. But this one is also pretty crazy. I won't say a hell no because, you're not getting hurt. Your dignity, actually, yeah, they're taking away your dignity for sure, but you're not getting hurt. So it's probably a come on cut. I think it's on the same level as they fading you up like this. It ruins more than your day, but your life keeps going, right? Your life keeps going. The only tier here where your life doesn't keep going, it's this one. And you probably can understand why. Again, I'm not gonna give a lot of comments on it. All right, next one. They put you up on a trash can. Yup. This a hell no for sure. Like this shit worse than getting fade up or wrapped up in toilet paper. Like I wouldn't wish this to my worst enemy as well. You know, especially if they recorded doing it. You're like your reputation is just ruined forever. You have to change countries ASAP. There's nothing you can do. If my son was put on a trash can like this after getting jumped, I would just dishonor him, right? I would just put him to adoption, like straight away. I wouldn't even try to offer like any help. I would just like, get out of my house, bro. If you got put up on a trash can like that, you're not my son. So this is surely a hell no. All right, next one. They leave you hanging off a tree. I mean, this is pretty common where I live. When you get jumped on by the bullies in my area, they always leave you hanging off a tree. Fortunately, it has never happened to me. But I fear for my life. Every day I leave my house, this image just keeps running on my mind and I just wait. And I just keep waiting for the day that it actually happens. So yeah, it's probably a hell no as well. It's pretty standard where I live, but for most people, this is a life-changing situation. This is one in a lifetime things, right? And it's never an enjoyable experience, It's never enjoyable. I think it's side to side with getting put on a trash can. Maybe this is even worse. If they leave you here for too much time, you can actually die from it. So, yeah, depending on the area they put you in, imagine there's not a lot of people walking by. You can just die from this. So that will be a just enemy gang, a slow death. But let's count with the possibility of that not happening. But let's count with the scenario of you not dying. So just getting humiliated, it's probably a hell no. Like, can't believe this happened to me. All right, we're almost at the end. Top 6. And now I'm gonna go with a pretty basic one. I don't know why I left it for last, but hey, getting beat the fuck up. This is surely a hell no as well. It's not a just enemy gang because you suffer and all of that, but then your life just keeps going. But it's really fucked. Like you ain't never gonna want to go through that. Like you just get beat up by 4 or 5 people, like on a highway, on the road. Doesn't matter. Kicks to the head, punches to the face, elbows to the balls. Yeah, it's not an enjoyable situation. I would not wish this to my worst enemy as well. Yeah, it's surely a hell no. It's something you take a long time to recover from, depending on how you get beat up. I think it's way worse than just getting faded up, than just getting a bad cut. Thinking about it, it's actually worse than getting put on a trash can. This probably just hand me, gang. Like, you can actually die from this as well. Depending on how hard they beat you up. So yeah, this is just enemy gang. Yeah, getting beat up or like 5 guys. Yeah, that's not an enjoyable experience as well. All right, top 5. So I'm gonna go with a pretty basic one as well. Tying your shoelaces one to another. I think this has ruined my day. No, actually, this is I bad. Nothing much, not much going on. Pretty basic, pretty standard. It's not an enjoyable experience as well. I think none of these are, but still, your day just keeps going as normal. You can just untie them yourself. I think that if this just happened to you, you cannot even consider you got jumped on. You just got pranked. Yeah. All right. So now we're getting crazy. So what do you do when they tie you up to something? I mean, this is a common cut. Your life's not in danger, okay? Like you're hanging off a tree. You're just there. Your dignity just disappears as well. But I think it's on the same level as getting fully wrapped up on toilet paper or getting that fade. It's not an enjoyable experience, but you can get through it. Finally, top 3, when they fart on your face, bro. This is a hell no. This happened to me as well. When I was like 6 years old, I got jumped on by the kindergartens. They were like 6 and I was only 1. So I didn't stand a chance. And one kid actually farted on my face real bad. I never forgot that experience, bro. That was traumatizing. So I wouldn't wish this to my worst enemy as well. And I hope none of you have to go through this in your life. It's really not cool. When they really fart on your face good. Hell no. All right, almost at the end. When the ops make you dance. Hell no. This is a bad one as well. Like the ops be making you dance and lick your ass up. This shit sucks. like your dignity just disappears as well. There's not much you can do when you're like 4 or 5 and they just like grab the phone and start recording you. You just gotta obey to whatever they say to you, or else you might get killed or something. But you know, if this happens to you, you can be sure that from that day and beyond, no girl's gonna ever want to be with you. Like, this is an automatic certificate of zero pussy. If this happens to you, you also just have to change countries. Like, there's nothing you can do. Just do that and restart your life all over again. All right, and last one off the list, when the ups make you bite the curb. You already know where this is going. Just end me, gang. Bro, I wouldn't wish this to Satan himself. Bro, this is probably one of the worst things that can happen to you in your life. This is one of those things where if you actually get out of this alive, I don't know if you can consider yourself a lucky man or an unlucky man. Because okay, cool, your life kept going and you're still around us, but hey, you having to live with the trauma that this causes to a person for the rest of your life, it's something that no man can get through and still be happy. Like, this is the peak worst thing that can happen to you in your life. I would rather get fucking raped than this happened to me. Unpopular opinion though. Hey, respect my shit, respect my shit. I would rather get beaten up like for 20 people than this shit happening to me. Like, hey, respect me, respect me. But yeah, guys, this was our tier list of the day. Tier list of ways to get jumped. I just wanted to make you guys laugh and entertain you. So I hope I was able to make that happen. And yeah, if you know more ways of getting jumped that I forgot to put on this list, feel free to let me know in the comments. So maybe in the future, I can make a part 2. And so with that said, subscribe to Yep Fungus. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye!